The pelvic girdle is the site at which your lower limbs are attached, and it includes the two cocci and the sacrum. So those three bones together provide you with your pelvic girdle. Looking more closely at the cocci, singular would be coxa. On the left-hand side, you can see a lateral view of a coxa, and on the right-hand side, you can see a medial view of a coxa. And each of those bones is actually formed from three separate bones that fuse together to form one coxa. And those three separate bones are referred to as the ilium, which is the uppermost of the three bones, the ischium, which is the part that you're sitting on right now, if you're seated anyways, and the pubis. Those three bones fuse together at a point where you might have called the socket. It's called the acetabulum. So that's where the three bones fuse together, which you can see from the diagram in your textbook. Each of those bones is given a different color for your reference. So again, the uppermost bone is the ilium. The bone that you sit on is the ischium. And then on the anterior side is the pubis. And of course, that would be where you've called your pubic region. Looking at the coxa in more detail, here we're looking at a lateral view. You need to know that that uppermost ridge on the ilium is referred to as the iliac crest. And that's a major muscle attachment site, especially for some of the muscles in your back. The socket that I was referring to a minute ago is called the acetabulum. And acetabulum is a reference to its cup-like shape. And that is where the head of the femur articulates with the coxa to form a ball and socket joint called your hip joint. The notch that you can see there on the coxa is called the greater sciatic notch, and that's the site at which major nerve and blood vessel tissue goes through on its way down to your thigh. The hole in the coxa, there's only one large hole. It's called the obturator foramen. And unlike most of the other foramina you've learned about in the skeleton, this particular one is not really for blood vessels or nerves. In fact, very few structures go through this foramen at all. It's almost entirely covered by connective tissue. So the function of the obturator foramen is to lighten the weight of the coxa without compromising strength. The part of the ischium that you're actually sitting on is called the ischial tuberosity, and it's a major muscle attachment site. The pubic symphysis is the joint, the cartilaginous joint, between the two pubis bones. In males and females, this joint is an important site at which weight is distributed across the pelvis, especially as you walk and your weight shifts from one lower limb to the other. And then in women, this joint is important during the birth process, as it's the only point of flexibility, really, during birth.